less experienced, very fast runner, doing very well. I may have knocked him out from the winners bracket, and he still hates me for it. But yeah,
you've done that to lots of people.
I've done that to a few people now.
No, it's interesting. Leon, he's a great runner, has been involved in the community for years. I have never raced him in the tournaments or otherwise. We've just never run across each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. Like, he's this guy in chat that I chat with sometimes, never raced. All right, it looks like GreenCleric is on his way to the weapon shop, and first thing he's going to be doing is buying a hammer. Then, in a minute here, he's going to go into a menu, set up his configs, deal with a blue-haired guy that gets in our way sometimes.
And a bit of a massive delay on Leo's stream there. He's 10 seconds behind, so bear that in mind when you're like comparing the two. 10 seconds can be quite a lot in this round sometimes.
And they're performing an equipment glitch. They're using some spreadsheet magic and changing that hammer we bought into 5 sets of knight's armors, 4 to wear, 1 to sell. Basically, the way it works, every weapon in the game and every piece of armor, and armor is everything that's not a weapon in the equipment menu, has a number associated with it in an item table. If you have a weapon selected, let's say the hammer is weapon number 1, and you, at the same time, you're selecting the possible weapon list for a character, if you page over using the memory cursor to a different character's armor slot, it brings up those weapon IDs as the available armor IDs. So if hammer's weapon number 1 and knight's armor is weapon number 1, you can change the hammer into the knight's armor. And that's what we did there. And we'll be using that a lot in the run.
We use that to get equipment we shouldn't get until way past end game.
Or at all.
We will be doing that, yeah, or at all. Because, yeah, quite a lot of these things, the characters shouldn't be able to use them, because, like, obviously only a mage should be able to use the staff, etc. But, yeah, everyone can use everything. So, we've broken the game 5 seconds in, and we intend to keep it that way. So, both these runners now heading up to go and fight Garland, who is the first and last boss in this game. But yeah,
spoilers.
Taken a small detour to pick up something else so that we can glitch ourselves the judgment stuff. It's a decent weapon at this point in the game. We can do a bit more damage to Garland with it, and it also has a hidden function. If you use it as an item, it casts Flare. So yeah, most powerful spell in the game, 5 seconds in.
For free as much as when you use it. It's not like later games in the series where it breaks the rod. Nope.
Yeah, use it as many times as you like, and at whatever level you like, and for no MP cost. It's rather wonderful.
Alright. Leonis, despite his delay, actually managed to get to Garland first.
Yeah, good run up to Garland.
Actually, it looks like they sync the streams. Because the good people at Speed Gaming are magical.
They are smart people and do things that we don't understand. This is why I don't restream. I commentate because I can just talk. Like, I was born with that ability. I don't need to learn anything for that.
Are you born with that ability because on that side of the pond you're born speaking? That's why it's English, because y'all are born with it?
Okay, maybe not born with it.
No, I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, we're all born speaking the Queen's English. First thing I said when I came out the womb was, to be or not to be? That is the question. Red timer for GreenCleric. We're going to see lots of red timers, to be fair. We can't all just get ridiculous times in every single race.
And both of them actually had a pretty rough Garland time there.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of us in our PBs have ended up with like 220s or something ridiculous. So, yeah, not something you're going to get a lot. Anyone who hasn't seen this cutscene before, it's unskippable. Go make yourself a cup of tea.
Soma saying expects a PB for one of them. Well, it absolutely is true. About 50% of the time you run this game, you hit a PB, right?
Every single time.
Every time, okay.
50% of this time, every time.
Okay, there you go. For those of you who are not familiar with the game, grinding PBs in this game is brutal because there's a lot of RNG. And for me, it's been over a year since a PB. So,
yeah,
and I play some.
I don't. Basically, yeah, like you can. I'd say to a new runner, you can quite easily get a sub 130. It's not difficult if you've learnt your menus, if you've done a few runs. You know, that's possible. Any less than that, you're looking at a long, long grind.
Mm-hmm. So for me, like, my average time has gotten improved by like 2 minutes over the last year. I still haven't PB'd.
Yep, sounds about right. Oh, like, and don't forget the Summer Fest down at 108 or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So these guys are now running over to Provoker. Leo has already made it. Good start. Where we are going to fight some pirates and nick their boat. Because how else are we meant to get around? And this is the first use of the Judgment Staff. You'll see the Judgment Staff being ridiculously OP, killing these guys in one hit. Otherwise, we'd have to kill them individually, and that would take time. We don't want to do that.
So on a perfect run, we would probably see that used 3 times in the whole run. This is not going to be a perfect run. We're going to see it more than that.
Yeah, and the reason we don't do it too much is, as you can see, it was quite slow, quite a big animation. I mean, everyone who's ever played a Final Fantasy game knows the more powerful the spell, the bigger it has to have an animation. So, yeah, that one's pretty long.
My personal favorite is Final Fantasy VII, Bahamut Zero. Getting to watch him fly around the moon was nice.
I mean, or you could take it from the other point of view of Final Fantasy VII. Is it Supernova? Sephiroth's ultimate ability? What is it? It's not Supernova. What's it called? The one where you basically see the galaxy just fall apart, and then it does like 5,000 damage.
What is this we're seeing on Leo's screen?
Oh, I'm so surprised. Oh, so surprised.
So this is a hidden mini game that, if you are good at it, I am not. If you can complete it between 30 seconds and a minute, you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting an item called the. Oh, see, he's waiting for the 30 seconds here. An item called the emergency exit. I did not see if he got it.
He goes too fast. I can't ever see. Like, whenever I commentate Leo's matches, I'm like, and he's going to see if he can get the emergency exit. And we don't know.
Yeah. If he did get it, later on he'll be using it. Pro commentary right there.
Yeah. I usually have to look at chat and see if anyone noticed. Hey guys, did anyone see an emergency exit? Alternatively, I could ask him in SRL chat.
Alright, so Leo also picking up some gold needles there. That's a safety strat in case we get petrified later in the game. If you're...
it's the Cavern of Earth that we use the emergency exit to get out of after picking up the Star Ruby for the first time.
Yeah, Marsh Cave has a low encounter rate and is not very long to begin with. But Cavern of Earth, we have to go through the first couple floors like 3 times. We would love to, skip one of those.
I mean, if you were lucky enough to get 2 emergency exits in a row, then yeah, that would be brilliant. Use one of those for the Marsh Cave. But
yeah, if we could manipulate getting emergency exits every time, we would play that game more, and we would use it. We'd probably use it in the Marsh Cave. We'd definitely use it in Cavern of Earth. We'd use it in Ice.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh wow.
And I still wouldn't PB somehow.
Well, then we'd actually have to get good at 15 puzzles. And then we'd have to worry about 15 puzzle RNG. What? Why? Sometimes, no matter how good you are at that puzzle, it still take you over like 35 seconds. You're like, no.
That's not a problem for me because I'm not good at it, period. So,
I'm not good at it, but I have tried quite hard. Damn Nikki.
So Leo deals some paralysis here, hoping he gets away. He does. Getting your entire party paralyzed is one of the worst things that can happen in this game. Although there are a lot of worse things that can happen in this game. But depending on the situation, a paralysis lock can actually be worse than death.
I mean, yeah, depends whether you've recently saved or not.
Yeah. Well, and if you have recently saved, you have to worry about, do I just reset or do I not? You have the stress over it. Whereas if you die, you just, okay, yeah, go back to the save point.
No choice. Thanks, FF1. Thanks, Obama.
Leo healing his warrior and thief all the way looked like there.
Yeah, that's a strat that I tend to do usually in a race, because you're probably going to get enough damage to get to the point of needing to kill off your warrior and thief, which we will talk about in a minute, and they'll be at low enough health by then anyway. Enough things hit them.
GreenCleric, who's always observant, just noticed Leo's character names.
I quite like GreenClerics. I'm not sure what they're referring to, but they are quite cute. I like that there's an Arlene.
Yeah.
Arlene the Black Mage. Always makes me want to sing the Jolene song.
Yeah.
Arlene.
Yeah. I'll just about tell a story about Jolene that I know. Oh my goodness.
Is it a stream-worthy story or?
No, not really. That's why I didn't. Alrighty, so Marsh Cave is not being super kind to them. Every now and then you'll get
looking like he had some serious leveling problems.
Yeah.
I have never seen level 4 and level 7 at this point.
Yeah.
That looks nasty.
Does GreenCleric run Sage's staff? And Black Mage magic?
Good question. I can't remember. I think so. But then again, the Black Mage got more levels, so it could be okay.
Yeah. So,
you didn't know that.
There are several different routes to this game. One of them in particular, when we're actually using magic from a Black Mage instead of a bunch of item magic, does require your Black Mage to level up at the proper rate to get spells at several points. The other major routes all only require him to be a certain level at one point in the game, and there's a grind beforehand. So leveling is not quite as dicey.
I like that. Paralysis again is what Leo's name said there.
Yeah. That is funny.
With a nice cheery exclamation mark.
We can have a whole theme off that. We can have Dead again.
Yeah, KO again.
KO again.
Petra again.
Yeah. Sleeping again. That sounds nice.
Yeah, isn't his first name Oops? So you could have Oops Paralysis again.
Yeah. All right, getting the white mage. Not ideal there on that death. Ideally, you want to see it not hit anybody, and if it hits somebody, you want to hit one, either the warrior or the thief. But the one, if you're using the black mage magic route, you absolutely do not want to hit is the black mage.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least it's not GreenCleric, because if his white mage died at this point, she'd be like level 4 when everyone else is level 10.
So see how much we just cursed GreenCleric.
Sorry! Sorry in advance.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Okay, not bad. The warrior is going to be ridiculously low level too.
Yeah, well, the warrior is the one that we never worry about the level on. Everybody else there's some level concern on, but the warrior not so much.
Mm-hmm. As long as he doesn't have like 200 HP at the end.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
GreenCleric having to do 2 rounds also on Astos. And hopefully we're done seeing the Judgment Staff used. That's the last time that's kind of pre-planned the route to use it.
Except Chaos Shrine.
Do we use it on purpose in Chaos Shrine?
Well, if you get an Ice Gigas and Winter Wolves, or
well, I was saying,
about 5 in a row.
Yeah. So I hope it's the last time we see it. It's the last time that's prescribed. On Astos. Yeah.
I always seem to get, if I get any Ice Gigas, I will get 20 in a row. So either none or 20.
So what we're talking about right here is there are unrunnable encounters in this game that we end up using item magic on, and some of them require the Judgment Staff. Some of them can use weaker items that have faster animations. The way you can identify an unrunnable encounter is very simple. Just memorize which ones are unrunnable.
Basically, if you see one that makes you want to start drinking, probably unrunnable.
Or white dragons.
If you see one that makes you want to run away screaming, probably unrunnable.
Alright, so I guess we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing at this point in the game. Plot-wise, we are trying to get out of this kind of trapped water area and out west through a natural land bridge, trying to turn it into a canal so we can get to the rest of the world. So to do that, and let's see if I can do this. Alright, so we're trying to go out west. In order to do that, we need to blow up that land bridge with the nitro powder with the help of the dwarves. To get that nitro powder, it's locked in a chest that's locked behind a door that's locked by the Mystic Key. The Mystic Key is held by the Prince of Elfheim, who's currently in a coma. The only way to wake him with a coma is to use an item called a Jolt Tonic, which is held by the good witch Matoya. But Matoya can't see right now because her crystal eye was being held by the dark elf Astos, who we just killed. Astos, before he revealed himself to us, needed the crown that we got from the Marsh Cave, and that's what we've all been doing in reverse.
Very impressive. Do you think maybe we've commentated this game too many times?
Eh.
But yeah, this is Matoya. The first thing she's going to say to you is, you're not actually that handsome, really, when she first sees you. So, we just punch her and take her tonic, basically. Yeah, look. Oh, you're not even that good looking. Okay, no, neither of these guys. That's basically if you mash too many times. That's what she would say to you. Look at these guys being pro enough that they don't get insulted.
Mm-hmm.
And a nice wolf pack ambush there.
Wolf ambushes are our favorite things.
As you can see, there's lots of them. As you can also see, they're all very fast. And as you can also see, they're really annoying looking. Like, they're just all red and annoying. And maybe I'm just seeing things because this game has traumatized me.
Large groups of ambush enemies are why we run the game. That's
that's exactly why.
Yeah.
Also masochism.
Speaking of which, here Leo's got some Sahagins, also called sea wolves.
Yeah, we call these guys sea wolves because for the same reasons as we've just told you for the wolves. They're the same, but in the sea. Which is why Leo's just used the judgment stuff, because sometimes you can be there for years trying to run.
So that whole thing, hopefully you saw judgment staff for the last time. Yep, that's out. Alright, so GreenCleric just picked up that Mystic Key. He's going to do a neat little thing. He needs to go to the top right of the castle, so of course he's going to walk out the bottom left.
And then it takes you to the middle.
We're going to be doing another equipment glitch menu. We're going to be changing the Mithril Hammer into Thieves' Armlets. Thieves' Armlets increase your agility by 5, which makes you go earlier in turn order and makes it easier to run from battles. So, and you notice there's an armlet that we're putting on our heads and on our chest and on our hands because Final Fantasy 1 equipment glitch. We are not putting anything in the shield slot because actually, if we do get attacked while having certain items, most items that are not shields on the shield slot, get attacked, our character gets a parry proc. It tries to do a little animation for an item that doesn't have an animation associated with it, and it soft locks the game. There are a few items that for some reason do have an animation later in the game that's really useful, but that's not for a little ways yet.
Yeah, you'll see us put a ribbon around our necks and then block an attack with a sword. You know, it makes sense.
The ribbon around the neck I can see working. When we put the survival vest around the neck, that's weird. It seems like it would be kind of crowding. Put it around the neck, around both arms, the chest, and the head. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how thick these vests are, but
GreenCleric picking up a tent. I don't know if that was a safety strat or just an accidental click. And Leo picking up a saber. So we got nitro powder. They also picked up a mithril knife there. That will be used to create another magic item later in the game. Basically, if we're picking up things from chests, they're either required to beat the game or we're going to probably change it into something else. Except for the ribbon. Which we will change it to something else, then back into ribbons, because it's how we roll.
sorry for a little bit of breaking up on my end there. So yeah, time to be irresponsible with the landscape. GreenCleric going to talk to a pyromaniac dwarf. It says FF1, guys, causing natural disasters since 1988.
You know, the 1988 version itself was supposed to kind of, you know, be its own little form of disaster. Do you know why it was named Final Fantasy?
Because it was meant to be the Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah. It was, early day Square was out of money. That was their last chance, their final attempt at making a video game was going to be their swan song, and then it sold.
And, yeah, then it's gone on for 15. I was watching a playthrough of the game yesterday, which was Deus Ex Human Revolution. Noticed that there's a poster on the wall in one of the rooms. It says Final Fantasy like 29 or something.
Yeah.
Good little Easter egg. I enjoyed that one.
Yep. With the overdramatic drawing for the poster and everything, it's
yep.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've also heard the same thing about 15 though. Apparently they were going to stop the series if 15 didn't sell well, but now they're milking it. So
yeah,
GG Square.
Yep.
Team commentary wins. Thank you, Nikki. One of team commentary knocked out the other one, so maybe not. United front here.
It's all right. That person only beat the other one 3 times in one tournament,
which is still one less than Lich.
One less than Lich. Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
So, yeah, we are just rambling over the most important equipment glitch in the game that's currently happening on Leo's screen, just happened on Cleric's. Yeah, we have just glitched basically the most powerful weapon in the game, which is the Barbarian Sword, which is like 3 times more powerful than Excalibur, Masamune, etc., and gives you an attack boost on top of that. So, yeah, we can now one-shot pretty much everything.
I think like the actual damage is like doubled that of the Masamune, and then it's the strength bonus on top of that makes it effectively triple times.
Yeah.
So it's it's a little overpowered. It's important to the run, you could say. There is, for the longest time, the route that was run on this actually had equipping all 4 characters, just because it's brutal. You could, with it equipping all 4 characters, without doing anything special, all but 2 bosses could be one-cycled.
Yeah. But kind of the problem with this game isn't really the bosses, it's kind of everything in between. So we've adjusted the route to take that into account now.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think that if you had perfect RNG, the all Barbarian Sword route would be the best, but this is Final Fantasy 1, you don't get perfect RNG.
Yeah, basically, Final Fantasy 1 is the epitome of what not perfect RNG looks like in a video game.
Ooh, Ochre Jelly.
Ooh, nice.
We do have, that's our first actually opportunity for a 1 in 64 encounter. We do keep track of who gets what 1 in 64 encounters. There's one in particular we all want to see every time that we've only seen once or twice this tournament. And there's still 2 that we haven't seen at all, I believe.
Have we seen the Tyrannosaur yet? I don't think so.
I don't think we've seen the Tyrannosaur. I don't think we've seen the Earth Elemental.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I don't remember seeing one of them. I just want a Iron Golem. I've never had one.
Yeah, I've never fought one.
I don't want any more blue dragons. They were boring.
Yeah,
anyways, so, guys, what we are now seeing on Cleric's screen is the reason we're all scared of the Cavern of Earth, also known as the Cockatrice. And that's some beautiful sync we've got going on here. The guys fighting the vampire. But yeah, Cockatrices, you don't want to see. They turn your characters to stone. They end your game, basically. There's not much you can do about that if it happens. Luckily, it's not that common. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, yeah. But they're also the reason we picked up those gold needles earlier. If you have a strong PB and you're grinding PBs, you might skip buying those and just reset if you get petrified there, but that just sounds awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's only half an hour into the run. It's not that much. FF10 runners reset at, like, piranhas, don't they? Which is, like, 2 hours into the run.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I got 1 extra encounter. Damn it, I'll just have to do the first 2 hours of cutscenes again. So yeah, could be worse.
So then, as strong as everyone is at this point in the tournament, RNG is most likely going to be the largest factor in how races go. It's one of the things that's kind of unfortunate about the game sometimes, but sometimes kind of great. It means that anybody can join in a race and have it be exciting. I mean, you can have the world record holder against the person in 30th place, and you still don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
And that's really neat. At the same time, it can be a little frustrating.
Yeah, I suppose if you are the world record holder and you've worked your butt off to get all your menus perfect, movement perfect, you know exactly what you're doing at all points, and then you're just sat there, like, making friends with wolves while your vastly less, less dedicated, experienced opponent just kind of disappears into the distance. Probably not fun. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm just plotting revenge in chat. Nothing's happening. I'm a completely unbiased commentator. I mean, I'm fairly unbiased about these guys.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't have, I want them both to do well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite happy to completely destroy either of them, to be honest.
Yes, you do face the winner of this, don't you?
No, poor Sife's got to face them before.
Oh, that's right.
Whoever wins that gets to me.
That's right. Yeah. So,
What is my internet doing today?
So I think it's safe to say at this point that Leo did not get the emergency exit.
Yeah, seems that way.
Because we talked about that and covered that, right? Yeah, not at all.
We covered the fact that we didn't know whether it was happening.
We just did a big backtrack that we don't like to do, and we would have emergency exited out of there if we had gotten it.
Yeah. After the vampire, they both killed the vampire. If Leo had then had the emergency exit, he would have disappeared to the entrance of the Cavern of Earth and swanned off on his merry way. As he didn't do that, we're going to assume he didn't get it.
Which means that he wasted 30 seconds on that 15 puzzle game, and he's about 30 seconds behind.
Ah, well, if I was a horrible person, I'd say I told him so, but I'm not a horrible person, so I told him so. It's just becoming a general commentator joke to mock Leo's 15 puzzle. Imagine if he does get through this, and then he does beat Porso, and then he beats me by 30 seconds.
With the emergency exit.
Yep. I would have to eat very humble pie.
Has anyone actually gotten the emergency exit in the tournament so far?
Yeah, Leo did.
He did? Okay.
He was brilliant. They were about neck and neck. He got the emergency exit, he got out, and the first encounter he ran into was a wolf ambush that he didn't get away from for like 3 turns. And by that point, his opponent had just walked past him.
That's spectacular.
I laughed quite a lot.
Alright, so going back into the Cavern of Earth here. Kind of, second verse, same as the first.
Not that we talked about it the first time around, to be honest.
Yeah.
Top 2 floors are fine. You can run away from everything. Just walk away. Just be hopeful and happy. 3rd floor, most runners safety save, because there are things you can't run away from. There are things that petrify you. There are things that paralyze you. And from there down, it can just get messier and messier.
So GreenCleric took a wrong turn there. That's easy to do in Cavern of Earth. Cavern of Earth is like the first place where it's pretty easy to get turned around.
Mm-hmm. See, I can't. My stream is being silly. Like, I hate the 4th floor. I would get lost on the 4th floor. I can't tell you how many times I've done this run, and I still get lost on the 4th floor.
Yeah, I have 2 routes I take to the 4th floor in case I messed the first one up.
Yeah, I just seem to go wherever it happens, to be honest.
You just hope you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4th floor is definitely
one of them
the biggest, most
faster,
confusing one.
but yeah. I think people have worked out that one of them is faster, but I think I do the one that isn't faster. But if I change it now, I will get lost for all eternity.
I like kind of go down and zigzag across the middle, then up and left. I don't know if that's best or not. You somehow go there.
Nod, blink, yes.
Alright, speaking of 4th floor, we've now passed the vampire on GreenCleric's side. He's using that earth rod he picked up from the sage, and is now on the 4th floor.
So yeah, if you haven't seen this run before, you can see what we're talking about here with the many weird directions that you can go in.
So that is not the route I take.
I can't really see what's happening, because it's a slideshow. I don't think that's the route I take either. Could be wrong. Piscademons everywhere!
Yep, Piscademons are unrunnable. They're still flagged as the mini-boss they were earlier in the game, so you have to kill them. And helpfully, if you run into an unrunnable encounter, you try to run, the game doesn't tell you it's unrunnable, you just fail to run. So...
Also, Pisca demons are tough enough that you can't, even though we have it at this point, can't just use the mage staff, which is a faster attack. You still have to use the full judgment staff. Not sure why they're so ridiculously tough, to be honest.
All right, GreenCleric is coming up to my favorite boss.
It's okay. Just take deep breaths. You know, put your head between your knees if you need to.
just hope and/or abandon hope.
We safety save for this guy because he is capable of one-shotting the entire party.
Fortunately, you can save anywhere in the game. The ability to save anywhere in the game is awesome. All right.
I'm so glad they added that in.
So GreenCleric gets through, no problem. I don't have a problem with that.
No problem at all. These guys still very close together, which is great to see for a good race.
Yeah, so both of them get through no problems. Lich can, on the first turn, cast Blizzara, which they're at the levels we're at, and the lack of magic defense we have, there's nothing we can do. The entire party dies. He can also do that 4 times in a row, turns out. Funny thing.
Funny how that happens to some people.
Yeah. Yet when the person they're raising gets paralocked, their black mage survives like 19 hits from instant death attacks. So, you know, from the same race.
Thus was the birth of Banzai.
For anyone not paying attention or not noticing, we are talking about a specific race between... it was our first meeting between me and Kib in a race, and it went quite poorly.
I think it went quite well. So, as you may have noticed, you can teleport out of the dungeons with the fiends in, which is nice because otherwise we'd have to make another trip out of the Cavern of Earth. But yeah, both these guys can just have a nice walk up to their ship. I've definitely just cursed them.
All right, Kib, you may need to look at the IRC chat.
I will do that. 1 minute.
All right, so now they're working their way over to the village of Crescent Lake. We're going to be doing a couple more, believe it or not, equipment glitches, and we're going to be doing some picking up a key item called the canoe, which will give us another way of traveling.
I didn't see you grossing on me, by the way.
What was that?
Didn't see you grossing on me. So, yeah, this is probably one of the bigger menus that we're doing here. Just another piece of agility boosting equipment that we are going to chuck on our characters.
Yeah,
as well as our second weapon.
So this weapon we're getting is actually the big change that's happened in the last about year and a half in the game. It is the Lust Dagger. It is a dagger that adds 15 agility. It is powerful enough to kill most enemies that we need it to, specifically the grind fight enemy. But it will make our mages go much earlier in the turn order, which is going to be useful if they need to use magic items to cast spells. Also gives a better chance of running for the entire party. Leo's having a little trouble with the menu here.
I think he's a little bit distracted by stuff that's going on IRL.
Yes. Alright, so Leo and GreenCleric are now on the way to the Cavern of Ice, which is, most of it's our favorite place in the game. It is not terrifying in the least for us.
Not at all, no.
So the enemies that we had to worry about Pisco Demons being unrunnable. We had to worry about cockatrices petrifying us. That's old news. We've already dealt with that, no problem. We also have white dragons. We have lots of undead that can paralyze us. We have Ice Gigas Winter Wolves. We have Dark Wizards. We have Mind Flayers. And we just have general encounter rates and
I was going to say, whatever you forget, it will be the first thing these guys get.
Yeah.
I've discovered that. I've tried to do this before and been like, anything else? And then it pops up and I'm like, there you go, thank you.
That's the one, yeah. Alright, so GreenCleric dealing with some Pisco Demons, and Leo dealing with some cockatrices. Everyone, welcome to the Ice Cavern. Alrighty, and Leo's got his Pisco Demons. Yeah, as Nikki points out there, with the 2 petrifications on Leo's side, he's going to leave them petrified. We need them to be either petrified or dead for a grind fight coming up, so we're just going to leave them there. That way we don't have to wait for a spell to kill them. Excuse me. Alrighty, and Bloodbones, they're undead, but they don't paralyze us. We're not really worried about them. The Spectre's the main thing to worry about, and GreenCleric is coming up real soon on the grind fight. Leo's has having a heck of a time here in the cavern, but both of them are having kind of suboptimal runs through here.
Have I come back in time for the suboptimal runs? Hooray!
Yay!
That looks like double petrification on Leo's side there. That's impressive.
Yes, they both have the share of Pisco Demons, and it's been great.
Fantastic.
GreenCleric on the grind fight here does get first turn Thundara. That's what we're looking for. We want those top 2 dead. So now we're going to hang out here till about level 18, 18 and a half, somewhere in there.
I make it 17 and a half when I'm really pushing it. And with a close race like this, I imagine these guys are going to be trying to push as fast as they can.
Yes.
Have you explained the reason we are leveling?
I have not.
I can do that one for you.
I was trying to juggle everything else that's going on in all of my chat windows. For anybody just watching the stream, there's lots of things going on right now.
There are indeed. So, basically, we need these levels because we are going to be picking up some spells. Leo particularly likes picking up an additional spell, so we'll have to see what he does with his thief. But yeah, we will be picking up Healara so that we can heal our party during, all of the boss fights coming up. We'll be picking up Teleport so that we can, speed up our movement around dungeons by skipping a floor. We will also be picking up Haste, which basically doubles your attack power, which we'll be definitely needing for Chaos.
And Leo is through the grind.
Nice.
With those two petrified, his kind of long trip through the Cavern of Ice actually worked out for him because he was leveling his mages on the way using the mage's staff on the undead.
That's very smart.
Leo's okay at this game.
He's alright at it. He just suffers from the occasional loss of logic where 15 puzzle is concerned. So we've got level 18 and 19 on GreenCleric's side. That'll be because of his White Mage dying early on. Which means he'll have to do a little bit of extra grinding here. And now both of them making their way out. And they're going to go and head for the Citadel of Trial. Which, as it sounds, is a citadel where we go on trials. Actually, it's not that bad considering we've just gone to the Cavern of Ice, but we will have to go through a citadel, and there will be some trials. I'm sure there's a point here somewhere.
And GreenCleric getting more Pisco Demons. That's unusual. It is not. I'd like to take a moment to thank Nikki for being a better commentator than us right now.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki. I mean, it's not like I couldn't actually see what was happening on the screen, so it's not like it was my fault or anything. It's not like Nikki's too good for us and just plays Zelda now.
Well, see, usually I'm the one who's like talking all the technical stuff while, other people have fun. Today I'm having too much fun.
I'm perfectly capable of doing technical stuff when it's just me, but as soon as there's someone else, I'm just like, you say things, I'll just kind of babble in the background.
Alright, so Leo's taking a little safety save here, because there is a chance of getting an enemy here called the Sandworm. And if you get ambushed with the Sandworm, he can cast a Earthquake spell that will one-shot kill your entire party. It's
which
a very rare occurrence.
Recently happened to Leo, which is why he has actually taken that save, I think.
Yeah, it's a rare occurrence, but the odds of it happening do go up if you're in a high-stakes race and don't save. There's some excellent AI built into the PSP. GreenCleric is watching the airship movie. Okay.
Let's see how good a commentator Nikki is. Has she managed to commentate as Cursed Cleric from the chat? If you pass this test, Nikki, we'll invite you to the chat room and you can just take over for us. Except for you won't need to because GreenCleric will have forfeited.
Alrighty. So the teleporter maze is very complicated. If there's only one teleporter, take it. If there's more than one, take the lowest one. That's it. Mind Flayers. These are our favorite enemies. Right, here we're coming up with some nightmares. We typically choose to fight these. You can run from them. There's a spike tile, but they are very difficult to run from at this point in the game, and it's actually somewhat built into the experience route to just go ahead and kill them.
Yeah, I believe it was mentioned to me by another commentator, I can't remember who, that they are actually the hardest enemy to run from in the game, in the speedrun at least, which is why we don't really try it.
Yeah. Later on, we'll have some more speed boosting items and can run from them a little more reliably. But those two are just brutal to run from.
Yeah, sometimes you're still sat there for like 4 turns going, "You're meant to be runnable, mate. Please let me run." Leo now heading towards the thing that all our trials were leading up to, which is the chest at the end of this place. And inside it is a rat's tail. Yes, I said a rat's tail.
Ooh, Minotaur zombies on GreenCleric's screen. Those are unrunnable. Fun.
I'm sure he'd be really happy about that if he hadn't already got to level 18 and 19.
Leo dealing with the dragon zombie here. Only one of them. So if there's only one of them, you do need to check your levels. Make sure you've reached the levels. And they're level 18, so he's doing it again. It's a good thing he checked. Because if you fight 2 of them, typically that will get you to level 19.
I mean, ooh, technically he's wasting a little bit of time here, because he probably could get there with just Malrus, but better to be safe than sorry, and he is a little bit ahead.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Also, I said Malrus. Oh, I'm such an FF9 runner.
I know, right? I was going to point that out, but... The failsafe say it took you weeks to get the airship on the original Final Fantasy on the NES. Totally makes sense. That game was very brutal to young us.
And they don't exactly give you very many pointers of where to go, do they? They're like, look, it's a levy stone.
Floatstone. Floater.
Yeah, okay. Here, it's a floater. Now, why don't you go to a desert? Obviously, that's where you pick up airships.
And then open the menu and use the floater. Because...
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they've rather streamlined this since back then. Were there even any NPCs that said anything? That said, hey, look, you've got a floater. Why don't you take it to a desert?
It's been like 30 years. I don't remember.
My brother, sister, and I all shared a save. Ouch.
Oh, anyone else remember the days of renting RPGs at like Blockbuster or something and hoping that you get on the weekend, you're hoping that you had to return to the video store, hoping you get it the next weekend, no one's deleted your save file? Oh, those were the days.
I feel so young right now. I'm enjoying it. It's fine. The other day they asked me for ID to get alcohol. I enjoyed it.
And you're in England. You can drink when you're like 12 there, right?
Yeah, 12. We have drunk 12-year-olds everywhere. All the time. It's a real problem, binge drinking 12-year-olds.
Oh, that's Ireland. Alright, so Leon's doing a little questing here, picking up a couple items, picking up the Fairies bottle, which is a quest item needed, and also picking up some Giant Tonics, safety item that will, for the duration of one battle, increase your hit point pool by 200. There's a very good chance we will need that on the final battle for 2 of our characters. Also swinging by the town of Gaia, drop off that Fairies bottle.
And GreenCleric chugging some Lordly Robes on his White Mage, which probably means he is actually doing White Mage route.
Yes.
Or do they put them on White Mage and Black Mage? I can't remember.
I've been paying a lot of attention to the entire game, I promise, and absolutely know whether or not he bought spells.
Yes, me too.
I probably would have noticed if he did.
I'm going to guess item route.
Yeah.
We should probably know this by now. Things you should research before you commentate. La 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 la. I mean, if Leno was still in the competition, it would be easy, because that was always just Leno strats.
Yeah, just whatever Leno feels like doing.
Yeah, Leno strats. Maybe we should call Leostrats, and then we can confuse everyone a bit more.
Yeah. So, for anybody not aware, one of the reasons for the delay earlier today was confusion between Leo and Leno.
Yeah, Leonis07, as you can see, that's his name. Lenofish has he got a number after his name, or is it just Lenofish?
It's Leno. I don't know.
Yeah, Lenofish and Leonis.
Yeah.
The restreamer was waiting on the wrong person. So all the confusion. We keep trying to tell them to change their bloody names, but you know, almost like they like them or something.
I think it needs to be Leonis07 and just Leonis.
That would be even more confusing.
Just one puts on the numbers, the other one takes them off.
There's only Leno, Old, and Lucky Strats. Well, apparently they're Kib Strats now. Everyone keeps saying they're mine, and I'm like, no, please, I can't root. It wasn't me.
You typed them, they're yours. So, Nikki there actually developed the strat that most of us use, the White Mage item route.
Yeah, which both of these runners are using, I think.
Yeah. And, but Kib actually typed them a nice document on how to do them, so...
I made it pretty, okay? That's all I did. Yeah, right, we should actually talk about what they're doing right now, because this place is actually kind of interesting. This is Mount Gulg, and as you can see, it's full of lava, like quite a lot of volcanoes are. This doesn't bother us, though. We just walk straight across the lava. We don't get any encounters on the lava tiles. However, it does do damage to us for every step we take on it. So, yeah, we will follow the lava tiles. However, by the end of this area, we will have basically 1 HP on every character. So, any ambushes you get, you're probably going to wipe.
Yeah, especially if it's the Hellhounds. They can cast a Blaze spell that hits the entire party for low-level magic damage, but it doesn't take much level to kill us.
Yeah, when you've got 1 HP, you can't really laugh at anything. Oh, look at you! You're such a little squishy Hellhound. Oh.
So, Leo coming up on Merilith. Merilith can cast Fyra on her first turn, otherwise she's not too dangerous. As long as you've got some hit points, Fyra is not a problem. If you don't, it can be a problem.
Yeah, for the reasons that we just outlined.
Yeah, a Black Mage it has 165 hit points, so that's not great, not terrible at this point. The Black Mage and the Ninja, we need to keep a close eye on their hit point pools. We want them to be over about 250, 275 respectively, preferably in 300s.
Arlene looking good. Cherry not so much, but he's only level 14, so saying he about Cherry is a little jarring. But yeah, he's got some growing to do. We've got half an hour's worth of running away from fights. Yeah, we've got a couple of unrunnables in there as well, so half an hour to watch them grow. So yeah, now we begin the shopping. Leo heading to Alfheim for the 3rd time to pick up the haste spell for his thief and his black mage. Lots of people just do it on the black mage, however, having it on the thief, and if you get enough MP, which is governed by RNG, if you level up enough times and get enough MP, you can cast haste with your thief, which saves you about 5 seconds.
If you don't have a giant tonic. Yeah. Which
you usually do.
Yeah. So usually it doesn't do anything for you, but there's a chance.
It's a Leo strat, basically. Take the RNG and just hope.
But buying haste for the ninja, costs like less than a second, so.
True. I just don't do it because it requires thought.
Yeah.
I don't want thought in my speedruns, don't be silly.
That's why I haven't really messed with this with the Black Mage Magic route. Is
Requires thought.
Yeah, my brain is full of routes.
I'm happy with the one I got. Don't need more complications.
There's no more room in Shin's head.
And Shin brain tired. So Leo has jumped into a yellow submarine. Cue song in your head. Haha, I'm not guilty. But yeah, we're heading down to the Sunken Shrine. We picked up the Oxyale from the ferry in the lake a little earlier. We didn't actually cover that at all, but that means that we can now swim. Good start for Leo there. Nice ambush. But yeah, there's 3 unrunnables here. You usually only run into 2 of them. Let's see how many we can get.
Water nuggets can actually be dangerous. They can cast Thundara on you.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yes. It totally never wiped me when I didn't heal after getting Farad from Marilith, ever.
Good job.
Yeah.
Here you go. This is the first of the unrunnables. You can... I believe you have to judgment staff them at this point in the game, but if there's only 2 of them, just kick them with a barbarian sword.
Yeah, it's much faster. If you can physical attack, round 3 is about the break-even point. Kind of depends on where your menus are already set. At 2, go ahead and attack them.
Mm-hmm. And on GreenCleric screen, one of the other unrunnables. These guys, remember the Sahagins on the boat? This is like their big angry brother who's like, "Oh, you judgment stuffed my friends." But it's okay because we have the gauntlets, so we can just cast Thundara on them.
Yeah, which, funny thing, they're the stronger enemies. We're using the weaker item on them because we are so much stronger.
Yeah.
But we use the gauntlets because I saw the animation on them is actually very quick.
I think they liked my impression of Sahagin voices because they're back.
Yeah. Well, they liked them or they really didn't. Leo did the new
light extracts.
Yeah, the new light extract.
Which, as far as even people who do that route don't seem to think it actually helps. So I'm not entirely sure why people do it.
Well, yes. So I was in the group that developed it. I was actually the first person to do it in a run.
Shots fired.
And what we determined, it is 1 step shorter than getting the light from the other position, but that floor has a higher encounter rate, so higher risk for minimal reward.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1 step. 1 small step for mankind is not 1 big leap for FF1 runners.
And with the higher encounter rate, is on average it will be worse. But
but everyone's still doing it anyway.
Yeah. Well, Leo also does 15 puzzle, so...
Yes! And also gets haste for the ninja, which is completely shitting on Leo here today.
It's like, we're
Sorry,
not rooting...
Leo! We love you, really.
We're not rooting for anybody, we're definitely rooting against somebody, it feels like.
Yeah, GreenCleric, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. But all the unrunnables, I was going to say, everybody with the unrunnables. And there you go, there's the 3rd one. Ghosts. You have to whack them with a fire spell.
Okay, I think I need to refresh my commentary stream, because you were a little ahead of me.
I spent most of the race behind you, so that's okay. I'm quite glad to hear that. Had to literally go press the power button on my internet box and give it a talking to.
So that was the only time you've ever been behind me in anything, right?
Wow, I'll take it. So we are just making our way through the many, many floors of the Sunken Shrine, and Leo has just made it to the 1st floor. And as you've probably worked out, in every dungeon that we go to that has an elemental theme, there's a fiend at the end. This one's Kraken. He's a pushover. I don't really need to mention him.
awesome cape.
Yeah, and lots of legs.
Yeah.
And really good fight in FF9. Shame about this one.
He actually, casually, he is one of the tougher bosses. Also on Glitchless, he's one of the tougher bosses. Because he has a lot of physical attacks that hit like trucks.
Mm-hmm.
But because we, do shenanigans and we are wearing 3 to 4 sets of armor, physical attacks, aren't really dangerous to us.
Yeah,
So
don't forget all those vests wrapped around our legs and our necks and, all the things that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Just imagine these warriors running around the place with, like, vests wrapped around their necks. Like, oh, I'm such a good armor now.
Yeah, see, 4 damage to a white mage on a really powerful physical attack. That is the beauty. So, magic is a threat to us, and we're about to try to alleviate that some in just a minute with our next equipment menu. Hey, segue.
Segue. Segue after we go through the whole Waterfall Cavern, which could take a while. Waterfall Cavern, basically the only place that we discovered last year, the only place that if you use the actual PSP cheats to reduce the encounter rate, still completely screws you over with as many encounters as it can. It's immune to cheats.
Yes.
And we hate it because it's horrible. Luckily, the encounters there aren't too bad, but it's just a pain.
They're not too bad unless they're terrible.
Yeah, basically.
Because there are pyrolisks, and
they're not too bad with this route. They don't usually manage to
and
land any hits. Yeah, there are those. Some runners do an early ribbon menu because you have to get past the cockatrices and pyrolisks to be able to do your ribbon menu in this route. But
you can say
neither of these. No, some people. Leno strats. I mean, Leo strats? Leno? I can't tell anymore.
They're the same person.
They're the same person.
Have you ever seen them both at the same time in the same room?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen either of them in a room?
Yes. No, I haven't.
So, I'm going with they don't exist. There we go.
Neither of them?
Yeah, neither of them. Yeah.
So GreenCleric wins?
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm saying they're both cruel.
Everyone's cruel. I'm especially cruel. I've just insulted myself without meaning to.
I'm not going to argue with you on that point.
Why is cruel's name an adjective? I just noticed that. So yeah, Leo making his way through the Waterfall Cavern. Slowly, via lots of nightmares. Remember these guys from the Citadel of Trials and how we told you we'd be able to run away from them? Yeah, we can sometimes. Cruel is ever present because he is everyone.
Alright, so Leo taking a safety safe here. This ambush can get you sometimes. It's very rare. But if it happens to you once, it scares you forever.
Yep. And then running over to the robot, who is having a nice troll over the other side of the room.
So, pick up the Warp Cube of the robot. That is an item we need to progress in the next dungeon. And we're also going to go ahead and pick up a ribbon here. We're going to do a neat little menu here. We actually want more ribbons. This is the only time we do the item duplication glitch. To duplicate an item, you have to glitch it into, in this case, glitch the ribbon into a Gigantax, and then you glitch that Gigantax into more ribbons.
So yeah, essentially, you're doing the same thing, you're just doing it backwards before you do it forwards. Bit of a brain fumble to figure out, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, GreenCleric on the right of the screen there, just proving why it's a nightmare to run from nightmares. Hey, see what I did there?
So someone in chat said that Cruel is going to win the tournament. Those are tall, likely true words.
It's okay. I'm getting personal training from Nikki. It's fine. She doesn't know that yet. I mean, the only way that Nikki does things is just do them and somehow they are magical. I don't think you can teach that.
Speaking of magical, over on Leo's screen, we are learning to speak a new language in about 15 seconds.
Magically.
Yes. So now we can speak Lufenian. So now we can go visit Lufenia.
And they won't just say at us, so we will actually be able to hold a conversation and get things from them.
Can you repeat that to me and then tell me the translation?
I'm an annoying priestess and I like to stand in corridors.
Okay, that works. I'd like to point out that Speed Gaming just told us that Link the Past Randomizer is now happening on Speed Gaming 5. We're getting an excessive number of Speed Gaming channels.
Also, they're all just doing a Link to the Past, so just stay here with us because you're bored of Zelda, aren't you? Right? Right?
Zelda's pretty neat.
I'm so bored of it. Oh, the big rando craze around ESA last year. Everyone was just doing randomizer. I was like, okay, this was interesting the first time I watched it. And now, it's not.
I think there's like 500 participants in that tournament right now. So
wow, yeah, that's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, you have to in the Swiss tournament. You have to win like your record has to be at least 5-2 to move on to the main tournament, which is crazy.
Swiss tournament?
Yes.
As in the tournament in Switzerland?
No, it's a way of doing eliminations.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody erases an opponent. Then, if you win, you move up.
If you move, you get to leave Switzerland and go to a real country.
So basically, like, say your record is 1-3, you'll be facing someone else who has a 1-3 record. So it helps organize, separate the wheat from the chaff.
Okay, 1-3.
What? Well, yeah. So if you have like 1 win and 3 losses, the next opponent is also got 1 win and 3 losses.
I get it.
So it moves the people who win most often to the top, people who lose most often to the bottom. You have to have at least a 5-2 record to move on.
I understand.
I'll trust you.
And that means he doesn't believe me that I could possibly understand something. Getting a decent run on both sides here. GreenCleric and Leo just did a high five while fighting Winter Wolves. Impressive. But yeah, so this little run ain't too bad. You know, everything's fine until, as Cleric just did, you get the Fine Store zombies. These guys are unrunnable as they were in the Citadel of Trials. And you just have to fire them, which just wastes a nice 10 seconds. And then you can move on in your merry way. And then you can get some more. Yeah, then you can get some more. Whoa, Lord of Hyphens, that looks like algebra. And I don't do algebra. I have an English degree. That tells you what I chose at the end of school.
Didn't we already establish that you were born with that ability? Why'd you get a degree in it? That seems lazy.
That also establishes my #1 characteristic. Laziness is my middle name. So, Leo has got back up to his airship, which GreenCleric is currently doing. Oh, is that the blue dragon? Wait, is that like a real blue dragon or like a weird kid blue dragon? No, that's the real one. That's the real one. Okay, right, cool. I was excited for a second there.
So there's a 164 chance of running into a blue dragon randomly in that spike tile one. Kib ran to what, 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Within like 4 fights.
yeah, like 2 in a row. Which the odds of that I think are actually worse than my odds of getting 4 Blazars in a row. But somehow it didn't hurt you.
I thought it wasn't just me. But then...
Well, no, it didn't hurt you. You lost that race. That's right.
Yeah, I did.
That has happened once.
Yes, it has. And now I just have to sit around and watch these guys and like wait for them to catch up so I can do some things. Womack hype! Excellent point! Look at these backseat commentators in chat. They're better at this than we are. So, this is floor 4 of the Flying Fortress that Leo is currently on. On floor 5, there is a 1 in 64 encounter, who we are really hyped about because he is our best friend. He's really great to go to the pub with. He downed a mean pipe. His name is Womack. And if we can get some hype in the chat for Womack, then maybe he'll down a pint with us. I just became so British, didn't I?
That was pretty dang limey of you.
Or Leo could just get a million encounters on the 4th floor and never get to Womack.
My stream just froze. Give me a second.
Nothing's happening. He's running from air elementals. No
Okay,
Womack yet. No Womack sighting yet. Get a cold one ready.
We're making accounting. I like it.
GreenCleric catching up by loads there because Leo just had the worst floor 4.
Yeah, that was a pretty terrible Flying Fortress. Okay,
That's another floor where either it's really quick and you get through it in 5 seconds,
Ooh,
or you're
fire
just there
hydrant
forever.
ambush. This is brutal.
Yay!
Yeah, Blaze takes forever.
Cleric, meanwhile, just taking a nice jog. GreenCleric, he's a man. If no one can do it, everyone can.
Leo, after those blazes, probably should heal before.
Yeah, we'll see how much
that.
he's trying to push. Oh, there we go. It's the kind of thing that if you were trying to get a PB, you wouldn't. But
sound out if you accidentally teleported there before.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I've gotten there before. Got on the menu, tried to heal, and forgot that I was still on teleport from earlier. And...
yeah, I vaguely remember that. That's
Yeah.
true skills. Also, can we just take a look at Leo's Black Mage's horrendous HP pool?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. And his ninja's not doing great.
No. Meanwhile, on the other screen, Arlene's got 230. Woo!
Yeah. So Leo is through all 4 of the major fiends, so now going to be going into the final dungeon.
Now he's going to be getting a Womack before he leaves. Womack, Womack, Womack. I don't know why I'm cheering. It's the middle of a cutscene.
Well, GreenCleric's on that floor.
True. And still no
GreenCleric who just caught up a lot.
I've seen Kib have worse Black Mages at Chaos as well. Am I just imagining? Am I imagining this from a nightmare, or did I get like 140 once?
I had like a 158, I think.
Yeah, I got 140 something, I think, but I can't remember what.
Yeah. Well, your first time using Bonsai, you had what, like 3,000 or something?
Hacks, my friend. And Leo is now heading to the final dungeon.
I do think one time I had more health on my Black Mage than my White Mage, and it just blew my mind.
Yeah, I've had that. That was pretty weird.
Alright, so Leo's watching this awesome person in the cloak over here open up this door. You're playing the game casually. Well, obviously, this is where you've been here before. This is a new passage. This is where you would go to fight the final boss, right? Not at all. That's a
irrelevant
PSP
dungeon.
exclusive bonus dungeon. So yeah, ignore that guy.
Is it a lady? It looks like a lady. I don't actually know. I've never done that dungeon. I watch her every single run, and I don't know who she is, what she wants, what she's doing.
If I remember correctly, they're not even part of the plot in there. It's just
they just unlock the door. So that's
I'm not sure. I don't know. It's been a while.
That's just the janitor.
Man, janitors should get to wear awesome cloaks. That would be neat.
Oh, Oh,
and
wow.
Leo
Okay.
just takes a reset instead of fighting the dragons.
Welcome to the Chaos Shrine, guys. Attractions include being ambushed by white dragons as your first encounter. White dragons, I don't think we saw any of them in the Cavern of Ice earlier. We're definitely going to see a few of them now. These guys are runnable, however, they are very fast. They can get in ice storms before you, and their ice storms do like 100 damage per hit, and they come in like packs of 4. So
Yeah,
you do the maths. Ambushes of packs of 4 of doing 100 damage a hit to the whole party. Not what you want.
And that's before you get a chance to run. If you get bad initiative rolls, they could attack 8 times before you get the chance to try to run once.
And you're probably not going to survive that.
Yeah.
Unless you have Banzai.
Yeah.
So, first mini boss. This is the Death Eye. He's really tough, really difficult. We have to do really complicated strats to get past Death Eye. Like, he's a tough mother. You don't want to mess with him.
Yes. So GreenCleric, making up some time here. Purple worms are ultra fun.
Leo's favorite.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever actually been hit by one. They're really slow but unrunnable.
Yeah, I don't know what they do.
They drop emergency exits because, you know, that's super handy at the end of the game.
Yep. To be fair, if you did end up in this dungeon like, oh, well, this is the next place I'm meant to go, and then discovered how horrible it was, you can just go, whoa, noping out of here.
Poison gas. We're immune to poison. We are not immune to poison gas, so green dragons can also be annoying. So at this point in the game, we get a lot of these unrunnables. It's where all these non-judgment staff items really start to kind of, you know, show off how great they can be.
Yeah, like all the things that we've been quietly picking up that you didn't really notice, that's where we're using them here. We use Black Robes to cast Blizzara. We use the major stuff that we glitched off a Mithril Knife, and we'll cast Fire with that. We've got the Gauntlets, we can cast Thundara with that. We still use the Judgment Staff for things with pretty high health, but we try and minimize that as much as possible. And obviously, if there's like 2 or less, just kick it with a Barbarian Sword, because that is the rules of FF1.
Kicking with swords just seems inefficient.
I knew you were going to say
Yeah, you said it several times now. It's just...
kick it with a sword. I guess you could tie it to your foot.
Yeah,
If you really wanted to kick something.
Or you like punt it, just kick the hilt.
Yeah, that quite.
So Ice King Winter Wolves, those do require judgment staves, and it needs to be the white mage with our current equipment setup. Otherwise, the Ice Gigas will not die to the attack.
Yeah, the white mage, you may not have noticed, we've got lots of intelligent boosting stuff on her. We don't yet have her weapon on her, we'll have that for Chaos, but we do have 2 sets of Lordly Robes on her, which boost the intelligence by like 30, I think?
Yeah, something ludicrous like that. On her. But the Lordly Robes and later on the Golden Staff are what allow us to use only Healara to survive the final boss instead of more powerful magic spells.
Yeah, we could get Healaga as you have to do in some of the other console runs, but that would take us grinding to level 31 on the Evil Eye, which would take a while, I can tell you that.
It's actually one of the main reasons we do the class upgrades, is so she can learn that spell. Oh, so she can...
so she can be really buff.
So you'll be really buff. There we go. And also so that our Black Mage can learn teleport, and it's all about the magic. Like, the whole game, we haven't been using magic until the end of the game, where we really need magic.
So yeah, I don't think we mentioned Lich there. Lich is a bit of a messy fight sometimes. But yeah, I think Leo just got through it really quickly. Sometimes Lich can cast Flare, which is like Blizzara but beefed up and with fire and really painful. So you don't want to see that. If you do, you're probably going to lose at least 1 character, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe all of them.
Merilith, once again, kind of a pushover. She can cast Faraga this time, but Faraga's no flare. We do have ribbons on some of our characters. Ribbons give us elemental magic protection. So things like Faraga and the elemental spells are not terribly dangerous to them. Now our mages are a little squishy versus them because they don't have the ribbons on. But
there's Flare.
There goes Flare on
GreenCleric
side. Yep.
I think he's losing at least 2 of them.
Yep.
Ouch. Yeah, as you can see, that's actually a more powerful spell than anything that Chaos casts.
Is Cyclone not more powerful?
It doesn't do 300 damage usually, I don't think. Or we would have to buff up on Ninja a lot more.
Yeah, that's true.
And Leo fighting Kraken, who is pushover again.
But his cape is still awesome.
Yeah, also Leo using haste, which I'm pretty sure you don't need for the Kraken fight, but can help out. Make sure that you get it in 2 turns and not 3.
Yeah, there's a chance you have to do a 3rd cycle if you do not do haste.
True. Yeah, we haven't talked about haste. Your black mage here is basically useless, except for the fact that he can cast haste. Haste increases the number of attacks that you can do in 1 turn. So what you basically see from that is just your ninja and your warrior just punching really hard.
So unlike other Final Fantasy games, haste, instead of making it go faster or have your turn earlier or more quickly, more often, it doubles your physical attack power, because that's how it works.
So yeah, if you look at the ninja here, he's doing like 2,000 damage rather than 1,000, which, yep, is pretty nice.
That was actually really fast Tiamat.
Mm-hmm.
That was fast even for a 2 cycle.
And he's made it to the last floor. There's no encounters on this floor, so what we do is we run around to... Oh, it's Garland again! And we are doing our quick last menu. We're buffing up the magic on the white mage, we're putting a ribbon and a barbarian sword on the black mage. And we are using lots of ethers, healing up, going into it, doing a safety save. Very important.
We also... Yeah, everyone needs a ribbon, and it's important that the white mage not have a Lordly Robe on her armor slot. The Lordly Robe does have a regen stat attached to it. You do not want to wait for that healing animation every turn.
You also don't want to have any survival vest on your white mage, because if she goes fast, she can go faster than Chaos. If she goes faster than Chaos, Chaos can actually get 2 attacks in a row if he goes last on 1 turn and then first on the next one. The chances of you surviving that are very small.
Yeah, so
there's a reason that we've got Healara, and we will use it every single turn.
Yeah, the white mage is in the party for this fight. That's the only reason she's in it, is so she can heal every turn. A lot of the route is designed around getting her this spell and this equipment for this fight. So these giant tonics, like we said earlier, are going to increase our hit point pool by 200. Okay, we'll probably be okay. That's the least dangerous of Chaos's actual damaging magic attacks. So we'll probably be okay. First turn, Blaze is what you don't want to see.
Yeah, as long as you got both your ninja and your black mage over 300, they should be able to survive.
And we got a physical attack, so we're probably good now.
And GreenCleric just going into his finishing menu. This one's a bit of a head spin because you're putting lots of different items on your characters rather than, you know, just glitching the same one onto everyone, which you've been doing really till now.
So Chaos might be starting a magic cycle here. The full magic cycle is what we don't want to see, which would be Blaze, then Tsunami, then Cyclone. Every one has a longer animation than the last and does more damage.
Also don't want to see Thundaga, because that means that you are about to hit Kuraga, which heals him for 10,000 HP.
9999, don't exaggerate.
Sorry, my bad, 9999. It's that 1 HP that makes the difference.
Absolutely. Okay, Slora, so is he gonna try to haste the warrior here?
Probably not at this point. I would continue to hold X to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nearly there.
Yeah, earlier in the battle might be different. But Slora is the opposite of haste. It will override haste.
But then if you cast haste again, it overrides slower. So, you know, you could do that forever. But you won't, because Chaos won't do it. And there we go. That is us done on Leo's side. That is Leo going through to face Forsyth next week. With a time of 1:30 something.
1:30:51. Very good sign. And welcome, Leo.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hey.
Good time. Good job.
Oh, surreal.
Cleric's
Surreal.
just heading into the hold X to win phase.
So, Leo, your thoughts on the run?
I thought I was losing from A to Z, for being very honest. Like the RNG fest at the very beginning, I was like, no, this cannot happen, not right now. And ultimately, I didn't think my ice cavern was that bad. And the way on the Citadel was like, of course, no sandworm to greet me. And I just pushed it along.
So,
yeah, you did fine. Just
yeah.
kept
Aren't
pushing
you glad
through.
you did the puzzle?
Oh, I mean, whatever you guys can think about it, I'm gonna do it until the end, until I lose. So I
It's your
don't
signature
mind.
move.
I got an elixir and some gil, so that wasn't that.
Well, also, neat thing about, I would say, whenever someone does something that seems like wastes a little time but doesn't, you know, since the RNG in this game is time-based, if you hadn't done the puzzle, you wouldn't have gotten the same RNG you did.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you hadn't done the puzzle, you might have gotten, you know, Blizzara at Lich 4 times.
True.
Definitely. That's
Well, I got
exactly
a
how it goes.
massive session of grinding on the way to Lich, so I had the speed to overtake him. So.
Yeah.
And
All
that's
right, I won't
GreenCleric
be able
done
to-
as well. Time of 1:32:52-ish, I think.
Also a very respectable time.
I won't be able to stay for long. I have duties on hold still. I managed to
fair enough.
get a sort of a wild card. So I want to thank you guys for the commentary. Pretty sure it was awesome. I'm gonna watch that over the VOD.
No.
For the match against
You might be
Forsyth,
disappointed.
I don't mind. For the match with Forsyth, it might be tomorrow in the end. So stay tuned with that. Top 4 access, as good as last year. So I'm being consistent. So that's all. That's
Great
all that
job.
matters. And thanks Speed Gaming for the whole organization, even though it was a bit delayed, but it can happen.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
If your
Cheers,
name wasn't so
guys.
similar to Leno's, you know, it's all your fault.
Yeah.
All right.
See you, Leo.
See ya.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right. See if GreenCleric's going to hop in.
I think I've been kicked out of the race channel, so I will leave that one up to you. Also, I think Speed Gaming are waiting for the channel. I can see some other
in fact-
commentators waiting for us, so we
Yeah, let's
might
probably go
have
ahead
to-
and bow out then. Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to hurry along and say tomorrow might be the finals of the losers bracket between Forsyth and Leo. The semi-finals? Probably the semi-finals. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. We will have a timetable up on our usual Google document, which probably there's a link for somewhere.
All right. And yeah, once again, like Leo said, I want to thank Speed Game for everything they do for us. We were delayed getting started today, but they still worked super hard and they got it fixed quickly. I want to thank Kib for joining me for commentary. Thank everyone for watching. Thank our runners for racing. And want everyone to have a wonderful rest of their day.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.